I think the thing I appreciate most about Project 619, and I remember thinking this as a 15-year-old kid, and especially now, is the honesty. I'm an honest person myself, and I think that in order to get to the root of anything, you got to be honest and open about things.
Project 619 just goes in and works with schools, works with churches and leadership of churches, along with the youth in the churches, to just bring awareness to the idea of sexual integrity.
What I appreciate about Project 619 is that they give me, as a lead pastor, as a youth pastor, or a leader in my church, the opportunity to be trained on the life up close information so that I can go into the schools and present that information, and I can come as someone who knows what I'm talking about.
At the end of the semester, when I give little note cards about the class, the whole semester about the class, and what the kids like the best about the class and what they learned, and even negative things, the most positive thing is Project 619 coming in to talk to the class. They love it. They absolutely love it.
Well, I appreciate it immensely. One, it's an organization that brings great educational awareness to the issue of being sexually active prematurely. Second, no one else in Spokane or the region or probably the country is doing exactly what you're doing.
Our Sex and God series is a 4-week series that looks at the beauty of how sex was created in the creation story and how it actually has the opportunity to point us to the one that created it.
I love the Sex and God series because it brings all the things that are great about Life Up Close into the church context, where we can actually add scripture to the things that have been presented in the Life Up Close presentation, and then we can have an opportunity to follow up with our students. It starts the conversation that sometimes a lot of youth pastors or parents or leaders are afraid to start.
In our context here with our group, I spend a lot of time with kids both inside the church and those have come outside the church. And I wish I could say that their attitudes and views towards sex are super different, but honestly they're not. The percentage of kids that are sexually active, that even love Jesus, that don't necessarily connect their spiritual life to their sexuality is something that I think is a problem and something that I'm happy that we can have conversations about.
As Executive Director of Youth for Christ, it really is a great resource for us to be able to partner with Project 619 because they're the experts when it comes to sexual messaging and how to equip kids to deal with all of that through the lens of Scripture.
In our work with the teen moms and dads in the Spokane area, the importance of Project 619 is that they can come in and work with the girls and guys on issues of healthy sexuality, the misconceptions that they have from media, advertising. I mean, everything that's in our culture points to sex.
Not only were we educated in the types of things and the types of situations that our kids will be facing at a pretty alarmingly young age, but then we were also given strategies that we as moms can begin to use to kind of create this foundation for open and ongoing communication with our kids.
Project 619 takes that conversation about sex and about healthy relationships to a place that we can't as parents, to a place that our kids will probably hear and engage with in a way that they wouldn't at home.
Project 619 focuses on the topics of sex, sexuality, and relationship, yes. But what we have to understand is that the teen, the young adult that chooses to wait, ends up making more. They end up having lower dropout rates. They end up being more civically minded. Thus, what happens is something that not just empowers their lives, it impacts and empowers other lives. And that's really at the core of what we believe when we're sharing these messages, that we're not just changing one life, we're changing many lives. We're changing a community.
Project 619 is a wonderful organization to financially support. I would argue that you're not going to find an organization that gives a stronger ROI in terms of educational awareness and in terms of a community asset that reaches into all aspects of our community. This is a great place to park your dollars because they will be invested in the lives of teens that live in this community and this region.